How do you let go? This documentary. This video is going to be about bitterness, coming to terms with it, and letting it go. I'm here to testify that hanging on to past pains and people who have trespassed against you, hurt you either financially, physically, or emotionally. First of all, if we need to come to terms that we may need help dealing with issues in our past, because if we get no full resolve about past issues that have hurt us, we don't move forward into the future as whole, civilized, and mentally balanced people. I'm here to testify on that. I've suffered hurt. I've suffered pain. I've suffered disappointment. And what that did, it it made me spiritually build up a wall around myself so I couldn't feel the pain that I was causing others. And I've caused a lot of pain. I've caused a lot of hurt. I've caused a lot of tears. And recently I had to ask myself, why am I doing this? Because when it came to the people that were closest to me, I didn't have peace. And that's what it was. I was hanging on to bitterness and anger and resentment. And it started to manifest itself in my dealings in my personal life. I mean, this goes to both men and women. And if you're bitter, my best advice to you as someone who learned to let go of his bitterness. Because when you're bitter, you find yourself thinking about what if this would have happened, or this should have went this way. All thing you're going to do is make yourself spiritually empty, because you're worried about something that you cannot change. And if you're always looking back, all you're going to find is unhappiness. And I did that for a long time. And I used the hostility that I got from just jumping back to, just thinking back on things that didn't go my way, or things that I felt were not right. And that was the fuel that it took for me to go out there and perpetuate what I felt inside onto others. And I'm here to tell you that if bitterness is the foundation of a lot of some of the things you've done in the past, how did they turn out? How did these situations turn out if you brought bitterness into it. Are these situations great? Are these situations peaceful? Are these situations spiritually um, soothing? Do you feel better? No, I didn't. And not only was I miserable, I made everybody around me in my personal life miserable. And that's not fair. That's not fair because everybody deserves a chance to be happy. So one day, I just asked myself what was holding me back from being a more understanding, more caring, just a better person to everybody in my family. And it was the fact that it was a wall of bitterness that was keeping me from being a better person. And we get it twisted. We think, and what it is, let me tell you what it is. I'm not first of all, I'm not a know-it-all. But the thing is, if I want to learn something, I will, and I will acquire understanding. And like yesterday was a point where I came to terms with just the amount of pain that I've caused people. And I, as a man, I'm here to tell you, I broke down and I cried because nobody's perfect. We should not bestow or go into any situation thinking that a person will meet all of our expectations, because that in itself is setting yourself up for disappointment. You have to understand that just as you evolve and grow and learn better, you have to give the people in your life the same opportunity. And we forget that. Somebody said something the other day that made perfect sense. Not everybody acquires understanding at the same time. Sometimes people catch on rather quickly. And see, I would I would want to say that I feel that I'm a pretty smart man, but I never learned. I mean, I'll get online and learn anything, but it never crossed my mind. Why don't I take the time to learn how to be a better Brian for my family and for people that's closest to me? And you really do have to come to terms with that. I did. Because nobody, if you're miserable, nobody wants to be miserable with you. If you're hurt, nobody wants to be hurt with you. If they want to help you get over the hurt, let them. But you shouldn't drag somebody down into your misery just because they're in your life. That's just not right, and it's not fair to them. They deserve happiness and peace. But you have to come to peace with the past within yourself before you can even consider having, you know, just having a basic relationship. You need that. You need time to heal. You need time. And the thing is, what happens is two things. Usually it's something like, in relationships or something to deal with in family. What you have to just what you have to just do is just, and Maya Angelou, I've been really studying this and reading this over the past few days. That when somebody does something that hurts you, you have to simply say that they are simply doing what they know, and they don't know any better. That's fair. Because I spent all my time learning how to be the best at other things, but I never took the time to say, hey, what do I need to do to be the best me in my personal life? Why haven't I been able to share and show love the way that I need to? And it's all based on bitterness. Because sometimes I feel that the bitterness we hold on past events, it almost becomes our identity. It consumes, it consumes us. You can't let such things, because I'm telling you, all it's going to do is it's going to make you absolutely miserable, and not just you, just people that are around you. And ever since I've come to terms with that, and I've learned to say, hey, if I'm going to be a better person, this bitterness and resentment about things that I cannot change have to be put to bed. And what I found was that I was able to be more open to what I was really feeling and why I felt the way that I felt. Because that bitterness is strong. It will make you, it will give, bitterness will make you justify anything. And if you're using bitterness to justify something, usually what you're doing is probably the last thing that you should be doing. But that's the power of bitterness. It'll take a person that is not necessarily a bad person, but life is life, and you learn nobody's life is laid out to be just a bucket of peaches and sunshine. There's going to be ups and downs, but those are called, that's learning experiences that we all go through to make ourselves more complete people. Because if all you've known is peaches and sunshine, you're not finished growing, you're not finished maturing. And that's the truth. I'm not going to make this video long, I'm not, but you have to come to terms with why you're angry, and ask yourself, is me holding on to this feeling helping me? Is it helping family? Is it helping friends? Is it helping relationships? Is it ultimately helping me? And the answer is going to be no. I'm here to tell you the answer is going to be no. And in closing, we have to try to put out the ideas that they give us as far as what to look for to be happy. Look for happiness in yourself. Look for peace in yourself. Okay? And if there are some relationships that have been poisoned by bitterness and resentment, sit down with the people or that person and talk to them. But the person has to be willing to listen. That's the truth. But bitterness and anger, resentment, hostility, that's all the devil. And in my life, I can honestly say that the devil has been busy. But when I addressed that bitterness, the legs that the devil was standing on in my life, they buckled. And to this day, since I came to terms with what was going on with me, the devil, the devil has not had one leg to stand on. Now I'm in the process of healing wounds that I have inflicted on people, and that's that. So please, if you have anger towards something in the past you cannot change, please let it go. And if you can't let it go, please get some help. Please. Because there's already enough things out there to be miserable about. Don't let yourself be another reason for somebody else to be miserable. Alright, that's all I have to say. Thank you for listening.